You suck at studying sports, and you can't even talk properly. You're a total loser.
Wow, are you a genius, Ishigami?
How can a useless introvert do that? Oh man, my eyes are flickering. Actually, I feel like throwing up. I shouldn't have pushed myself so hard. I'm Norifumi Ishigami. Right now, I'm at the corner of the schoolyard, resting my hands on my knees and panting. Hey, Ishigami, you're dead last in PE again. You seriously suck at sports. Laughter echoed across the field. It was autumn of my second year in middle school, during an endurance running class. The one laughing in the center was Hiroki Matayoshi, one of the popular kids in class. He was in the soccer club, an extrovert, and loud. He was the exact opposite of someone like me, who had terrible communication skills. You suck at studying sports, and you can't even talk properly. You're a total loser. I couldn't talk back. It was true that I was slow, and my grades were below average. On top of that, I was bad at speaking. Just being spoken to in class would make my heart rate spike. That was me, a total introvert. So, I had no right to complain. Seriously, what goes on in your head, Ishigami? You're always spacing out. I was thinking about a lot of things. I just couldn't say them out loud. Even now, there are things I want to say. Please, PE, just end, as soon as possible. My bad. We've got club activities, so take care of the cleaning for us. Then, after school, looking at the cleaning duty roster, Matayoshi said it as if it were a given. Yeah. Upon hearing my reply, Matayoshi and his friends just left the classroom. Besides, he's got nothing better to do anyway, so it's perfect. The laughter faded away. I gave a vague smile too. I smiled, but for some reason, it hurt a little deep inside my chest. Let's just get this over with. That's what I thought as I started moving the desks. I'll do half. Whoa! Startled, I turned around and saw Mafuyu Morihara standing there. A beautiful girl who looked great with short hair. She was the class Madonna, popular with both boys and girls. For some reason, a top-tier girl like her was standing there holding a broom. Morihara? Why are you... I got pissed off watching him. Matayoshi forced his duty on you again, didn't he? You should just say no. It's too much of a hassle to cause a scene. You really are that type, Ishigami. The type to endure it and stay quiet. You're gonna break if you keep doing that, you know. She hit the nail on the head. When I couldn't say anything back, Morihara effortlessly carried a desk and continued. But you know, if it gets too hard keeping it all to yourself, at least ask for help. If you stay quiet, people around you won't even notice. The evening sun shone into the classroom. Not knowing what to say in return, I blurted out the first thing that came to mind. You're surprisingly good at manual labor, Morihara. Huh? Sorry. When I hastily apologized, Morihara stared blankly for a few seconds before bursting into laughter. What's that supposed to mean? No, I'm sorry. I really didn't mean anything bad. I know, but you don't act weird around me, Ishigami. Other guys always try to show off immediately. It's easy being around you because you don't do that. Saying that, Morihara started moving the desks again. At the time, my brain was probably freezing up from just the fact that a cute girl was talking to me normally. More than a decade passed since then. I was 26 years old. Eh? Seriously? Is that you, Ishigami? The moment I heard that voice, my back reflexively hunched. I knew this feeling. It's the sensation you get when something bad is about to happen. Wow, it's been a while. You're still alive. My first day at a new job. A morning when my brand new employee ID card still didn't feel right around my neck. I ran into a former middle school classmate right at the entrance of the office I had just joined. Of all people, of all the people in the world. No, no, no! Why are you here? I held my head in my hands internally. Wasn't the world supposed to be big? Weren't there countless companies in Tokyo? Why did it have to be Matayoshi, of all people? It's been years, man. Wait, did you seriously get hired here? Yeah.
Huh? You're an SE?
Well, yeah, kind of.
Hmm?
Ugh, that face brings back memories. It's the "you're probably not that great anyway" face. I saw it countless times in middle school.
Well, whatever. Let's get along and have fun, alright?
I gave a vague nod. To think I'd reunite with Matayoshi here. If I had to reunite with someone, I wish it had been Morihara, the Madonna I used to admire. While I was thinking that, a woman came rushing over.
Oh, you're already here. You're Ishigami joining us from today, right? I'm Mahiro Mizuki.
Bright brown shoulder-length hair, big bright eyes, a friendly smile, and strangely close personal space. Hello.
I might be younger, but I'm technically your senior. Feel free to ask me anything.
So bright, the aura of an extrovert is too strong. I can't look at her directly.
Are you nervous, Ishigami? Don't worry. Everyone at our company is super nice.
Mizuki smiled as she said that. Just then, Matayoshi cut in from the side.
Don't be fooled, Mizuki. He's been exactly like this since way back. He seriously never talks.
Mizuki looked at me. Please stop, don't observe me. Eye contact is lethal to an introvert.
Good morning, Ishigami. How's your stomach?
While we were having that exchange, manager Yatsushiro, who had headhunted me for this company, walked over.
Stomach? Do you have a weak stomach?
He overworked himself at his previous job, got a hole in his stomach, and had to be hospitalized. That's where I headhunted him.
Getting headhunted at a hospital? What the heck is that?
Matayoshi laughed, but I honestly didn't quite get it either. I really didn't know what kind of connection led her to suddenly show up at the hospital. Well, it was a lifesaver for me to escape my previous black company, but...
I recommended you. Long time no see, Ishigami. Congratulations on your discharge from the hospital and your new job.
Know me? His sharp, striking eyes looked way too good in a suit. He had a model-like face. An undeniably handsome guy, even to someone of the same sex, was standing right there. He was Ryoma Nomi. Our paths crossed just once for work during my time at my previous job.
You don't need to add any honorifics. I'm technically the team leader, but we're the same age.
No,
Well, I'm not gonna force you to call me by my first name right away either. I figured that might be hard for you given your personality.
A handsome guy with handsome consideration. Even though we only interacted once, he seems to understand me well. Thank you for recommending me. Being able to escape my previous job really saved my life. When I managed to squeeze out those words, Nomi gave a faint smile. I thought so before, but despite his looks, he's surprisingly approachable.
You're definitely ready for the front lines, Ishigami, but you can take it easy for a while. You just recovered from an illness, after all.
Is he really ready for the front lines?
Well, you'll find out soon enough.
Nomi answered Matayoshi's skepticism without hesitation. I'm grateful, but the heavy expectations are making my stomach hurt a bit. Well, based on the atmosphere, they probably won't demand anything as unreasonable as my last job, probably. And so, my new life began.
How long were you at your previous company, Ishigami?
About 4.5 years?
You're quite the veteran.
More like a survivor rather than a veteran. A week had passed since I joined. I still wasn't used to the atmosphere at this company. Actually, everyone was so nice it was a bit scary. At my old job, standard conversations were like, "You didn't even know that?" Or, "Huh? Did you really think you were going home today?"
Ah, Mizuki. The client just contacted us saying the CSV file we sent has corrupted text.
Right then, manager Yatsushiro popped her head in. At her words, Mizuki completely froze.
No. What? Why?
Then, her brain must have processed the meaning behind the words. She visibly turned pale.
Sorry, I'll go check it out right now. Aha! What is this?
I heard a scream from a distance. After a while, Mizuki came back, on the verge of tears.
It's over.
Are you okay?
I'm not okay at all. All the data I sent to the client turned into gibberish.
A total mess up. However, a mistake on that level will still be considered a minor injury. By Black company standards, that is. Do you have a backup? The data before you sent it?
Huh? Ah, yes, I do, but
Then I can probably fix it right away. Mizuki blinked rapidly.
but wouldn't it just turn into gibberish again?
It's fine. I got up from my seat and looked at Mizuki's PC. Ah, here it is. Confirmation. Cause identified. It's a configuration error in the conversion process. Fixed. Exporting. Final check, and done. It's fixed. It should be fine if you resend it now.
Huh? Wait, what? Already? It hasn't even been 5 minutes.
Well, the cause was pretty simple, so...
Wow, are you a genius, Ishigami?
Not bad, Ishigami.
When I turned around, Nomi was peering over my shoulder. Perhaps curious, Matayoshi was watching too.
How can a useless introvert do that?
You totally saved me. I really panicked. I thought it was over.
I think it's a bit too early for things to be over.
How can you be so calm about this?
Because I saw a lot of actual endings at my previous job. I thought that, but it wasn't exactly something I wanted to say out loud, so I kept my mouth shut.
You really saved me.
Mizuki gave me a straightforward smile, so bright. This person's emotional expression is like a literal sun. But maybe, just a little bit, it's kind of cute. Early in the afternoon a few days later, Matayoshi carelessly tossed a stack of documents onto my desk.
Hey, Ishigami, handle this bug fix for me. I've got some errands to run.
Looking at the documents, the severity of the bug was moderate. However, the details were strangely chaotic. I had a bad feeling about this.
Need this done by today, alright?
By today? Wait a minute. The logs are definitely insufficient. The scope of impact isn't clear. And the DB side looks suspicious too. Alarms blared in my head. But comparing to my last job standards, this was still on the better side. My previous company would have said, get it done in 2 hours. Understood.
Oh, thanks, man.
If he has an errand, it can't be helped.
Are you sure you're going to be okay with that, Ishigami? If you like, I can help you out.
Just as Matayoshi left, Mizuki spoke to me. It seemed she had overheard our conversation. No, I'm okay. Probably.
Matayoshi can be a bit irresponsible sometimes. He's good at coordinating with the sales team, though.
Honestly, it'll probably mean overtime. But since it's by today, that means I have until midnight. Yeah, I can manage. After that, I explained the situation to manager Yatsushiro and got permission to work overtime. Getting permission for overtime feels so fresh. Before, I couldn't go home unless I got permission not to work overtime.
Matayoshi is such a handful. Well, if you say you can do it, that's fine.
I'm a new hire, so I'll do my best.
If you don't want to do it, you could just say no, you know?
If I could say that, I wouldn't have suffered so much. I thought to myself, but of course, there was no way I could actually say that either. 6:40 p.m. The surroundings had grown considerably quiet, and only the clattering sound of my keyboard echoed in the room. Ah, it's right here! I found the cause. I couldn't help but look up at the ceiling. It was at a joining point, and a fairly fundamental one at that. The area needing fixing was much wider than I anticipated. Who wrote such terrible code? I blurted out without thinking.
That's Matayoshi's code. You can easily tell from the distinct quirkiness of the comments.
Startled by the sudden reply, I turned around to see Nomi standing there with a can of vegetable juice in hand.
Good work. Manager Yatsushiro told me you're covering for Matayoshi. Need a hand?
No, I'm fine.
Are you sure about that? Well, alright. Here, drink some vegetable juice for now.
Thank you very much.
Oh, working hard, I see.
While I was continuing my work with Nomi watching over me, a cheerful voice echoed across the floor. It was Matayoshi. He looked like he was drunk, but what errand was he supposed to be running?
You're still not done?
I found the cause. Matayoshi approached. Then, he froze as he looked at the screen. He probably recognized it, that it was his own code. I try to say it as gently as possible. This bug is probably caused by this part right here.
No, no, no. Are you trying to say this is my fault? I didn't implement it like that.
You did. You absolutely did. The characteristic comments were still there, and the JIT history would definitely have a record of it too. No, but...
Listen here, Ishigami. Since when did you become important enough to criticize someone else's code?
Matayoshi laughed, but his eyes weren't laughing. The air turned cold, and my stomach started to ache. However...
He's not criticizing.
Nomi suddenly spoke up.
It's just a fact. Shall we check the JIT history just in case?
Matayoshi's face twitched at that remark.
Even you know me? What the hell is going on? You've been praising Ishigami nonstop lately.
Praising him? It's just a result of the work he's done.
Hmm?
You didn't even check the details of the bug you handed off yourself, did you? Shifting the blame like that is pathetic.
It was a quiet voice. He wasn't yelling. Yet the words pierced painfully deep.
What's your problem, you guys?
We're the ones who should be asking what your problem is.
Just as an atmosphere naturally blaming Matayoshi was forming. The office door swung open forcefully, and Mizuki barged in. Her eyes were dead serious.
Mizuki? Didn't you already head home?
I was on my way home, but then I saw Matayoshi going into an izakaya, so I couldn't help but follow him. And it turned out he was just out drinking, pushing his work onto Ishigami by saying he had an errand.
I couldn't help but stare at Matayoshi. Well, I had a feeling that might be the case when I saw he was drunk.
No, that's a perfectly valid errand, you know.
Ishigami has been dealing with this all by himself the whole day.
Ugh.
It was rare to see the usually airheaded Mizuki act like this. Maybe she was a bit tipsy herself. She did say she followed Matayoshi into the izakaya after all.
You need to rely on me more too, Ishigami.
Yes.
And please take some time to rest.
Yes.
Your replies are way too light.
Anyway, you drunks, go home. You're useless here. Ishigami and I will handle the rest.
No. I already found the cause, so I can finish it myself.
No, you need to learn to rely on others. That's exactly why you ended up in the hospital.
I'm sorry.
Ugh, if only I hadn't succumbed to the temptation of dark hoppy, I could have helped.
Beside us, as the atmosphere warmed up again, Matayoshi was the only one standing there, looking as if he had been left behind. About a month passed since then.
It's over.
Mizuki collapsed onto the desk.
No, it's not even close to being over yet.
Oh, please don't point that out so calmly. But really, isn't this impossible?
The atmosphere in the conference room was heavy. The system was for a client. A fatal flaw was discovered during the integration testing phase. And it was only 3 days before the release. Wow, the design is completely off. And it's on the upstream side, from the very root of the project. What's worse, the creator of the related documents, the person in charge, the reviewer, all of them were Matayoshi. I only have a bad feeling about this.
What is the meaning of this, Matayoshi?
No, we haven't pinpointed the exact cause yet.
It's practically confirmed. The definition was completely botched in the design phase. Plus, the information wasn't shared with the related teams.
Nomi replied instantly. He showed no mercy. The air turned icy, and Matayoshi's face stiffened.
But it passed the review.
Because they were documents you submitted. Don't blame others for your own lack of verification.
Actually, couldn't Ishigami fix it? He handled it all by himself last time, didn't he?
Matayoshi looked at me and grinned, but his eyes weren't smiling.
You're good at this kind of thing, right?
A desperate attempt to pass the book, but I caught myself seriously considering it. It might not be entirely impossible. Compared to those days, the deadline is much more reasonable. If I push myself, I might just be able to pull it off.
Ishigami, do you think there's any way you can salvage this situation?
Manager Yatsushiro looked at me pleadingly.
Huh? What the hell is that?
A reaction that didn't match someone who had just tried to force the job on me. Well, of course. He never actually believed I could do it when he tried to dump it on me.
Aren't you guys overestimating Ishigami a bit too much? I mean, come on. Do you have any idea how useless this guy was back in the day? Seriously, he sucked at everything. He was bad at studying, terrible at sports, and couldn't even talk.
Matayoshi.
So why is he suddenly being treated like some amazing guy now?
Matayoshi's voice sounded more filled with desperation than frustration.
You're still stuck in middle school, aren't you?
What?
You only judge people based on the hierarchy from your school days. Ishigami hasn't changed. You're the one who stopped growing. You're still the same brat who used to force your cleaning duties onto Ishigami.
Huh, how do you know that like you saw it yourself?
Well, yeah. I know because I was there watching.
Huh? I was surprised. I didn't remember ever telling Nomi about any of that.
I've changed quite a bit myself too, so it's no wonder you don't recognize me. But I went to the same middle school as you guys. Does the name Mafuyu Morihara ring a bell?
Morihara? Eh?
Nomi, are you sure you should be talking about that?
Yeah, I got pissed off.
Mafuyu Morihara. That was the name of the Madonna from our middle school days.
I've always been like this on the inside. I just officially changed my gender and my name when I got into university. Though my parents getting divorced, and my last name changing was definitely unexpected.
As I listened in a daze, my mind finally started to catch up. Then, suddenly, Morihara's words from back then echoed in my mind.
If it gets too hard keeping it all to yourself, at least ask for help. If you stay quiet, people around you won't even notice.
When I remembered that, it all clicked. The fact that Nomi and I had worked together before. In other words, Morihara had come to save me again, by introducing me to this company, since I still couldn't bring myself to ask for help. When I realized that, I felt a strong conviction. It was high time I changed. Then, I did my best to calmly analyze the current situation. Manager Yatsushiro, regarding what you asked earlier, I can probably do it.
No, that's impossible.
Ishigami, are you planning on taking everything on yourself again?
No. I can't do it alone, so please lend me your strength.
Understood. I will trust you as a specialist in crisis management. Give us your instructions.
Then I'll put my trust in you, Ishigami, and give it my all.
As Manager Yatsushiro bowed to me, I gave a wry smile inwardly, thinking, what a terrible title to have. The fact that I had the leeway to think about such things meant that, despite the excitement, I was thinking clearly.
Stop messing with me! What the hell is going on?
Just then, a loud bang echoed through the room as Matayoshi stood up violently. It seemed he had kicked his desk.
Matayoshi, Ishigami is trying to fix your mistake for you. You should be thanking him, not throwing a tantrum. It's completely unacceptable. The way you're acting right now, you're not just failing as a professional, but as a person. Go cool your head outside for a while.
Whatever. Screw this company.
Spitting those words out, Matayoshi roughly opened the door and stormed out.
What a child.
Do you think he'll come back?
It can't be helped. Sometimes people just don't fit in.
No one chased after him. Probably because it was already over. Matayoshi never did come back after that. He continued his unexcused absences, and after about half a month, he was subjected to disciplinary dismissal.
Forced dismissals require a lot of paperwork, so it's a real pain.
Manager Yatsushiro consulted with the corporate lawyer to process everything properly without causing any legal issues.
I'm highly capable. Why can't society recognize that?
Until the very end, Matayoshi probably never understood what he did wrong. He didn't even try to look for another job, and eventually fell into a spiral of debt. Drowning in alcohol, screaming at society day after day, he would eventually rot away in absolute isolation. Meanwhile, as for us,
Ishigami, please go to sleep.
in the end, we managed to make the deadline. Though barely would be an understatement, it was pure hell. For 3 days, the development room became a literal battlefield. I slept for 30 minutes.
That doesn't count as sleeping.
At my last job, they would have said, "You've rested plenty with that much."
Isn't your last job a bit too terrifying?
You're gonna die from overwork at this rate.
I'm fine.
People who say that are definitely not fine.
But we did it together. Not just one person, but all of us. Release day. The system was running normally. No major bugs. Needless to say, applause erupted in the conference room. On our way home from the celebration party a few days later, the night breeze was a little cool. Manager Yatsushiro had taken a taxi home earlier.
I'm just going to go buy some breakfast for tomorrow.
A slightly tipsy Mizuki wandered into a convenience store. Should we go in too? But Nomi didn't move. Wondering what was up, I waited as he quietly began to speak.
Sorry for keeping it a secret about myself. I was planning on telling you eventually, but I just couldn't find the right timing.
I was surprised, but that was it. It felt like Morihara was still the same old Morihara. It's just gotten a little easier to talk to you, Nomi.
But you still won't drop the honorifics, huh?
I'll get used to it eventually. Also, thank you for bringing me to this company. I kept wondering why I was headhunted. As Nomi smiled mischievously, the image of Morihara overlapped with him.
Right. I'll let you in on a little secret. Mizuki probably has a crush on you.
Wait, what? Changing is hard, but anyone can change. What's truly necessary is probably the resolve to change.
Maybe your clumsiness makes her want to take care of you, taking her maiden's heart? Just take a leap of faith and go for it.
No. Please don't say such impossible things. Mizuki came back from the convenience store. Thanks to Nomi's teasing grin, I ended up not being able to look Mizuki in the eyes for quite a while.
Hi guys, this is Yoko. Mahiro worrying about Ishigami and taking care of him is very cute. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to give it a thumbs up and subscribe to our channel. See you in the next video.